Hey guys, it's full fall here out in my backyard. So I thought I'd do something that was fun. Tutorial about leaves. Look at all these great beautiful leaves. Let's do a fun fall abstract with leaves. So these are the fall abstract leaf tutorial that we're going to be doing today. I did an experimental one first here, and then I did a bigger one with you guys here, and I go over the steps and how I do this. It's very simple and easy and a lot of fun. You can do it so many different ways. So let's get started. Alright guys, so I want to go over the supplies first. I have a piece of Arches 100% cotton paper. It's a cold press. It's 7 by 7 inch square because my experimental one was a little smaller. It's like a probably like a, let's see, we get like a 4 inch by 4 inch square. Taped down with Scotch tape. I like Scotch tape. I have it on just a piece of cardboard, just an old piece of cardboard. I have my paints in my palette here. We'll go over them. I have all the supplies are always in the description box. Just click on that. I'll be using these Liquidtex Acrylic inks. I have a white one here. I have, what is this one? Burnt umber and gold. And let's get started. And always go over my paints, of course. And everything, like I said, is in the description box. So I was, trying to think up what kind of cool fall leaf thing to do. And I wanted something that was more fun, easy, and abstract, so you don't get caught in like the details of everything. So I just created this little guy, and I really liked it, so I'm going to try and do a bigger one. So I'm going to get the paper wet. I have this big brush. It's just a Princeton Neptune number 6. You can use whatever big brush you have, flat wash brush. I'm just going to get this paper all wet. It's not super wet, but it's wet enough that all the colors can bleed. Now you're going to have to mix up, get all these yellows. I have the Cadmium Yellow Deep, the Brilliant Orange, I have Crimson, Van Dyke Brown, and that Olive Green. So take some of this yellow, I'm going to push it in here, up in here, take some orange. We're just going to flood color all around like this. This is really fast and simple. I'm just going to try and duplicate that a little bit. It's not that going to be that easy. And the red, and a little brown up in here. Again with the orange. Back in here. And I have some green, this olive green color. It's good to throw in some. Shouldn't all be like orange and red, but it's good to throw in a couple of greens here and there. And again, I'll put some more yellow. Oh, a little too much green. Orange. Oh, there's a piece of green stuck in there. A little. It's okay. And I've got this crimson. And some more yellow. Okay, so it's fairly wet, and all these colors are kind of just blending in just like that. And this is where the fun begins. So acrylic ink with the oh my god, this piece of green kind of like separates when you put it in with other watercolor. I'm grabbing some more of this crimson color. And we need some more Van Dyke Brown. I'm just going to make it a little darker down there. So it's very, very wet. It's just going to splatter some of these inks, basically, on. So you can splatter it with a brush. Get a crappy old brush. You can splatter it with something else, whatever you have. This is kind of sticky here. So I have an old crappy brush. Let's see, this little brush I don't even use anymore. Just grab that, and we're going to take that, put that on the brush. See that? I'll just take another brush. I'm going to just go. Kind of repels. See how that repels? And it creates this really cool effect. Now I won't get exactly like that one, the first one, because nothing is ever exact. Here's the brown. But it repels the watercolor. So it has this really cool abstract effect. And I'll clean up my brush and I'll grab the gold. This gold's kind of thick now. Try and move these things out of the way in case it gets the color inside of it. And you can go back in and add more or less, whatever you feel like. I'm going to add a little more of this brown over in here. And I'll probably add some more white. And just see how it moves, what it does. You can actually lift up your paper. Let me just move these out of the way. Move the gold too. Kind of tilt it, have it move down and again, just like you do with watercolor. Oh, be careful to take the inks off the edges here and the paints so that they don't drip into the painting, which mine just did. So just wipe that up with a paper towel. And then you can go like this. Tilt it upward, downward. It just starts to bleed. Create these really cool effects. So I keep turning mine. Oh, there we go, back here. And again, since it kind of just blended, if you want to go back in and add just a little more. I want to just create this really cool abstract looking background. And then we're going to go in and add the maple leaves. This is a really simple, easy tutorial. I want you guys to have fun, because Saturday, say Saturday, where I am, it's about fun, right? Saturday morning cartoons, relaxing, in your PJs for a long time, adding a little more white. And make it back in and add a little more gold too. And then of course you're going to have to let this dry before we do anything of the second half of this fun tutorial. The gold's a little thick. Woo, making these blotches. Also, if you wanted to try to bleed in, some more watercolor, you could do that too. I'm gonna grab some more of my Van Dyke brown. Not too much though. I'm gonna tap it in on the edge, and you can just, again, tilt it and have it bleed. Tap it in the edge. Turning it and tilting it and bleeding it. And it's just the alcohol inks will repel. So you see how it's not really bleeding the alcohol ink that I'm bleeding? Right? It's kind of cool. Do a little up here. Have fun with this, guys. Gonna grab some of this red. Gonna put it up in here, and then I'm gonna tilt it. I have it bleed down. It's just going all around where we splattered those acrylic inks. It doesn't want to go near them. Isn't that cool? Tap in some color in here. I didn't do this in this first one that I tried, but I'm doing this now. I'm kind of liking how I can tap in extra color. Well, it's still very damp. It's going to just bleed. Grab some of this yellow. It's going to have orange. Just like that. So then we're going to let this dry completely, and then we're going to go back in and paint on top of it our kind of translucent maple leaves. All right. Okay, that's totally dry, and I've just noticed my hands are a complete mess, but don't pay attention to that. So now we're going to just paint in just simple like maple shape type leaves, very translucent, and I'll show you how I do that. I will take my grab some more paper towel. Well, actually, that's okay. My Princeton 8 long round, because it has a really great point to it. And if you don't know how to just paint this loosely, take, print out a maple leaf and just trace it all around where you want it to put it. It's pretty simple. You can use just pencil it in too if you want to do that. Draw a pencil and then just go from there. But I'm just going to wing it because that's how I work. Sometimes I know it's kind of crazy. So I had one up here. I just took the brush and I just painted in. See the leaf really loosely like this, just the beginning. See a little wiggly maple leaf. Like that. I'm just going to give myself an outline with the brush. It's a little wet. I'm trying to get it not so wet. And then we're going to do, I'm just going to fill it in with the loose wet brown. So I'm just going in and tapping in the paint. And I take some of it off on my paper towel, as you see here. I'm just going to fill in that leaf with the watercolor, still leaving some color underneath, as you see here. Grab some paint and just bleed it in there. So you can still see some of the effects and the colors underneath. We don't want to get it super dark. I'm adding in some darker, more concentrated color just on the edges of the leaf. So I get that really cool effect that you see in the first little demonstration that I did. See, I had fun playing around this morning. I was trying to figure out what I could do that's kind of cool and different and abstract. And it didn't have to be all brown, but I thought it was kind of cool just doing that one color. So then if you want to tilt it, make it easier on yourself. So you can have a variation of leaves throughout the picture, and that's kind of small of what, that's kind of almost the same size as that. I should have made it a little bit bigger, but that's okay. We can make various sizes. So I'll do a much bigger one here. Same leaf. And I'm just kind of winging it. You can make it more realistic or unrealistic, however you'd like to do it. Again, the same premise. We're just adding in the paint. The stem here. And then I'm just going to put some wash of the color in, very loose, as you see here. And you can overlap the leaves too if you want to do that, have a layering effect. I didn't do that, but we could do that. We can actually try that on this one. Do something different than the first one. So you can try a couple of them. And you could try some ones that have different color leaves and give it another whole effect. The gold's still coming through, which is nice. So I'm grabbing that darker brown, just more concentrated paint on the edges here, as you see. And have that bleed into the other part that I just painted. I can grab some of this. I have Paynes gray over here. Get even darker. So we'll look at the translucent, and then when these leaves all dry, we'll go back in and we'll add the veins. Just doing all that. So I'm going to turn it again. And it doesn't have to be maple leaf. It could be any leaf you want. Okay, just keep doing this. So I'm not going to bore you with me painting all these little leaves in. I showed you how to do that. I'm just going to speed up me painting. You can still watch a demo of me kind of painting. Again, I'm adding a little Paynes gray in the edge here, a little darker, so you can see it better. I still want that really translucent look in the middle with all the colors we did underneath. So I'm going to speed up. Back. So I did all those leaves and I'm going to dry them. I dried them and now I'm going to go in. I have my Paynes gray over here with my dark brown and add in the veins. Just like that. To each of the leaves. To give them the distinctness. Oops. As you can see, this particular one, unlike the first one, I had a little more, I think I put too much gold maybe because it was coming through the leaves, which is fine. Got a little gold happy when that happens. So I'm just going to go in here and fill in all the little veins. It's a little bluish. I had some Prussian blue there. I need a little more black color. Just fill in all the little veins. Just like that. And add the stem. I'm going to make a little darker here on the stem, touching the leaf. Just a little bit. Okay, then we're going to lift up our tape. And you can go tweak it, you know, with more gold or whatever colors you want. But it's just supposed to be a fun, simple exercise. Very relaxing to do, very simple to do, and the effect is fantastic. So take that off, take the cardboard away, and we have our pretty, look at all the shimmering gold. Look at that abstract. It's a little different than this one. Maybe mine a little bit darker on this one, a little bit lighter on this one, but still the same effect, you know. I had more of the color coming through from the background on this one than I did on this one. But that's what I'm saying. You can play around forever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button to know my tutorials are up. Also check out my Patreon. I have exclusive tutorials there weekly. This week I had a fun floral, fall floral in a vase. So check that out. Those are only exclusive to Patreon members because they're such supportive people over there. I know you guys, people had asked a long time ago, like, you know, if I had a Patreon, and I said no, and I just finally decided to do it. And you know, I want to give you guys some great content over there if you're going to be supporting me over there, which is great. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks so much for stopping by. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.